Hey Flower Dragons, I am going to do a quick makeup tutorial with you. I was going to do a get ready with me, but I don't really have anything to say, so I feel like that would be a little bit boring, so I'm just going to talk you through what I'm doing with my makeup today, trying to be as quick as possible. I've only got an hour and a half before I have to leave. I'm going out to a birthday dinner. I know the lighting's really trash in here because obviously the light comes from behind me and then there's a light above my head as well, so it doesn't does make it hard to do my makeup in here because I can't really see things properly. But first off, I do have a lot of breakouts around here because it's a hormonal thing. I am on the pill for it, but obviously when you have your 7 days of your period where you're like off the pill, a lot of your symptoms come back, all of those hormones and stuff come back. I do have Duac cream to get rid of it, which usually clears it up, but I haven't been very vigilant with that lately. I haven't been very good with my skincare lately, but I'll show you what I do. This is the stuff I use for my whole body, so after I shower and shave I use this stuff, and then I use the Netio Rosewater Hydration range. This is just a mist spray thing, so I spray my whole face with that, and then I put on this Rosewater Hydration Deep Hydration Face Mask. You are supposed to wash this off, but my skin just absorbs it, so there is nothing left to wash off. So that's what I'm going to put on now. I used to have the moisturizer as well. I've got the night one here, like that's the night cream. But yeah, I haven't been very good with my skincare. I've been like skipping it because I've been busy doing other stuff, and we just let your self-care go by the wayside, I guess. Then we go in with primer. So I use the Rise and Prime Luminescent Primer by DB. And I use like 2.5 pumps of that, because my skin is very thirsty skin and it absorbs everything I put on it. My nose is very dry at the moment. I'm not sure why. It is winter. I did have a runny nose, but not really that bad, so I'm not really sure what that's about, to be honest. Then my foundation that I use is the Luminous Hydrating Foundation Glowing Coverage foundation, and it is in True Ivory. That's a new shade. Put a pump of that like on there, and then I do my foundation, which is like pretty straightforward really. I usually start with my reddest spots because I don't use concealer, because I've never been able to really find a concealer that I like. Like, I just don't like any of them. I just think that they just dry out my skin and like look really patchy. So if anybody knows a good vegan, cruelty-free concealer, let me know. Took me way too long to think about what I was just talking about. Ugh. I've been filming like several videos today, and I had an idea as I was getting dressed, because I was going to do like a style walkthrough thing, and I realized that like the blouse that I'm wearing is really versatile, so I can probably style it in about 5 or so different ways. So I'm going to do that probably when I get home, so I'm not going to have time to do it now. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So once you've got your base sorted out, and you can put away the big beauty blender, get another pump of that, use the like pointed side of your beauty blender and go around the corners of your nose, because for some reason the foundation doesn't like to go in there. So this is how you can get it to go in there. And then I also do the same thing underneath my eyes, where your wrinkles will form and your dark circles. I never used to have dark circles, but I seem to be getting them as I get older. Just noticing all these like little things. Make sure you cover your eye. I do need to like block my eyebrows, but I really just don't have time. I just remembered I've got roasted vegetables in the oven, so I'm just going to quickly do this, and then I'm going to go check on them because I don't want them to burn. See, I'm doing like several different things at once, and then like I just forget stuff, and then things go wrong. Like, don't get me wrong, like sometimes you have a good day where you just get everything done and it all just goes to plan. But I'm not gonna get everything finished that I thought I would before I had to leave, so yeah. Yeah, so I just go around like all those hard to reach places, so the corners of your nose, underneath your eyes, top of your lip. I get like little like smile lines on either side of my mouth, so I go there, do like your actual eyelids, and then I go over like just any like small red spots and like just try to cover them as much as possible. I guess you could use like, this is where you'd go in with concealer and do that. I find it like better to go in with concealer after you've done your foundation, just to cover like anything that wasn't covered. Or people do say to use a full coverage foundation. I don't think this is, just says glowing coverage. Hydrating and dewy formula brightens and evens the skin tone for a luminous and radiant finish. Perfect for weightless and buildable coverage. So like you can add more, but they do have like a full coverage foundation. But I like this one because, like I said, it is like hydrating and it like makes you look a little bit more like dewy. But if you, and you know, you can see your freckles coming through, because I do like to do a lot of freckle looks, but at least then I can kind of like place them like where I want them to be, and but I still have an even skin tone, so I don't have like red patchiness like as well as freckles. I just think it looks a bit weird when you have makeup and it's like not kind of like even or symmetrical. Like I feel like I look fine without makeup, but then when you start putting makeup on, you start to look weirder and weirder if it's not like all consistent, if that makes sense. Except I have done a no makeup look before, and that was like kind of like to enhance like the things that are considered ugly, like the bags under your eyes and that kind of thing. But I thought it looked really good actually, so I don't know. Conflicting views about it, I guess. Like I feel like that's with anything in life I've noticed lately. So next I go in with the setting powder. So I use the Ready Set setting powder in Translucent by Designer Brands. And for this I will use a big brush. I do need to clean my makeup brushes, but I use one of these big fluffy boys. This is just a powder brush by Designer Brands. So just go over and pat that on first. I don't like to do the circular motions because I find that if the foundation hasn't dried properly yet, you take off too much of the foundation. So I just pat it on first, and then once it's like obviously set, then you can start to kind of use your swirling motions. But before I do that, I go in with my little beauty blender guy again, dip that into this, and go underneath the corners of my eyes to fill in. Why is there hair everywhere? I've noticed today that there's just hair everywhere. It's either cat hair or it's my hair. It's just on everything. Very annoying. It's hard to keep things clean. Yeah, so I'll go in and like get rid of those little wrinkle creamy lines that form when you put foundation on your eyes. And don't forget to do your lid as well, so you don't get that yucky creaminess. Also go around the corners of your nose again, so it doesn't do those creamy wrinkle thingies. That's what we're calling them. We're calling them creamy wrinkles, because that's what they are. I'm gonna go over the dry bit on my nose. Don't know if you can hear that, but there's like a lot of banging like going on. I think it's like something to do with the pipes in the roof or something. But there's a lot of that going on at the moment, and I don't know why. Okay, so I go back in with this, and that's when you can start doing your little swishy motions. Now that you've got like a setting base. Might just go in a little bit again under the eye. because it still hasn't quite set. Sorry if you can't see me. It's very hard to like set this up so I can actually see that you can see me properly, because I've got it as a front-facing camera, and for some reason on the Samsung S10 the front-facing camera doesn't let you zoom in or out. So yeah, it like literally lets you do nothing. Cannot zoom in or out in this mode. So dumb. They need to fix that feature ASAP. So next I start my brows. So I use this brow product. This is my favorite brow product. It's the Australis Tag Team Brow Pencil and Gel. So it's like a 2-in-1. So there's like the pencil and then there's a little spoolie brush with some gel in the bottom. So that's how I do my eyebrows. I always start from the bottom of my eyebrow. So the bottom front of my eyebrow. And I just follow like the natural shape of my eyebrow. Then I do the tail. And then I do the top of the curve. And I don't know if you can see, it's really hard to like have you see. Yeah, then I do the top bit. So it's like, looks like this. And then once I get to the top, I draw these like little flicky lines. So I basically turn the pen, so instead of having it on an angle like this, I turn it up so it's facing me like that. And then I draw like little lines upwards. And then I do the next one the same. You go in with your little spoolie, see this is what it looks like. And you run this through the front of your eyebrows, so you're lifting the eyebrow hairs in an upward motion. So you should be able to see them sticking up. I don't know if you can see that, but do this to the front only, and then you can start to drag them back into the shape that you wanted them. So you're kind of just going like this. Then go back in the front again and stick them up until you're like satisfied with the placement. And then do the other side. I usually use this as an opportunity to trim any hairs on here that are a little bit too long. I like to do my eyebrows when I do actually have eyebrow product on them and shape them, so I can actually, you know, pluck them along with the shape, like the desired shape that I've created. If that makes sense, it just makes it a bit easier. Yeah. So those are my eyebrows done. Remember, they don't look exactly symmetrical, but they're sisters and not twins. I feel like one of my eyebrows is always a lot lower than the other. Like my face is just like not symmetrical, I guess. Like, I don't know. I mean, apparently it is, like when I measure up like my nose placement and stuff, apparently it is, but it doesn't ever look like it is. But you know, let's not focus on that. So I am going to use the Jawbreaker palette today. I'm thinking about maybe I should do like a Jawbreaker lookbook with just like different looks that I've done with this. Would you like to see that? I think that would be a good idea. Sorry to be gross. If you don't want to hear about periods, click away now. I'm on my period obviously at the moment, and do you girls like ever get like when you're on your period and it's like your really heavy day, so like probably the second day is usually, second and third day usually the heaviest, right? And you can literally feel it like blooping out, like you can feel it coming out. So disgusting. That is what I'm dealing with right now. I can feel it and it feels horrible. I'm getting horrible cramps. Not as bad as usual, so at least that's a plus, I suppose. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with Good Morning. I'm just using like this soft square looking paddle brush. It's just like a, yeah, it's just a softer version. I just feel like that's gonna work better for me. Just to give my eye a base. I'm gonna go underneath as well. Good Morning is like pretty much like my skin shade, so that's why it's like really good for a base. I don't even know if you can see any difference, but just going over my little wrinkle bits underneath my eye at the moment, just trying to fill them in with this like base color. Yep. Yeah, so it's like slightly pinker than my skin, and it's buildable. So just keep going in with that until you're satisfied. And I think that's pretty good. Okay. Oh, I also forgot to put on some lip balm. I usually put on lip balm just so that my lips don't get dry whilst I'm doing my makeup. Just let that sit on there and then wipe it off when it's time to do my actual lips. Okay. I just used this Pore Lip Butter by Naturalis Australia. All the products that I use should be cruelty-free, and most of them vegan. Some cruelty-free products aren't always vegan, like they might have like beeswax or something in them or whatever. I don't think this does though. Yeah, it doesn't. Organic papaya, shea butter and vitamin E, free from petroleum jelly. Okay, so I reckon I'm gonna go in with Brain Freeze next. I'm probably gonna just put that on with a paddle brush. A packing brush, I think they're called, but it's just kind of because you paddle it on, so. Alright. So let's go in with Brain Freeze. Ooh, okay. Super pigmented, as you can see. I have not done a blue eyeshadow look in a long time, so I'm just gonna do like my usual makeup style. I'm just gonna use these blue colors. Basically like your base color, and then your like featured color, and then you'll use a like slightly darker color around the corner, and then you'll have a very dark color to kind of carve out your crease. That's kind of the jam. Don't forget to do underneath your eye, basically up until where your eyelashes kind of finish, kind of like just before, like just after the center, I think it's like where mine finished, so that's where I put it. Just trying to make this very opaque. Okay. Do I want to use a different brush, or do I want to dip in with this? No, I'll use a different brush. We will use something different, so I'm just going to get another paddle brush, packing brush, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go in with Soaked this time, and I'm going to do this in the corner, or on the edge of my eye rather. I'm just patting that on the outer corner of my eye. Dipping in with the like full front of the brush and going on the lash line. It's hard to know what everything's called. I'm just like, I'm sure you'll get it. I'm sure you'll understand. I'm sure you've all done makeup long enough. to know the areas. I mean, you can kind of see what I'm doing, but yeah. And I'm bringing it out to a point once it hits like just about to where my crease is going to start. Okay, then I'm going to go back in with this Rain Freeze colour just to kind of, because this is a softer paddle brush, just to kind of make it a bit more blended. Bit more blended, bit more opaque. Go underneath the lash line again. Build that up a bit more. Okay. Now we're going to cut out the crease. Well, we're not going to do a, what is it called? A cut. We're not going to do a cut crease. We're just cutting out the crease, like making a darker line where the crease is. I'm not actually going to put like foundation on to like make it more prominent or anything like that. So I'm just going to use like this tiny little paddle brush. So it's actually a lip brush, I'm pretty sure. It's a lip liner brush, but it's really good for doing like small details in the eye. So I'm going to go in with that Delicious color in the Jawbreaker palette. Just cleaning off excess. Makeup wipes are really good for cleaning off excess on your brushes if you haven't done a full clean yet. I actually found at Cheapest Chips just down the road that they've got those little spinny cleaner things, and I kind of want to try it, so I might get that at some point when I got a little bit extra money. It's tax time, and apparently I'm meant to get about $800 back, and that's going to go straight into my savings because I just spent $600 on my car, which broke down. I've only had that car 6 months and it's broken down twice, so you know, that's fun. So I'm going in with that Delicious color here. It's like a very dark navy blue. And I'm just going to put that right on the edge, and then I'm going to blend it up into the crease. It's so dark that it almost looks black. And just stick that also on the outer corner of the eye. Now we do the same on the other side. Hey, how like one eye just starts looking different to the other, so I'm just gonna, what side do I like better? I think I like, yeah, try to keep an eye on like both eyes just to make sure that like everything is even Steven. Okay. Now I reckon I'm gonna use this color again, but I'm gonna blend it up a little bit higher in the eye. So I'm gonna need a blending brush. I wonder if this is too big. What else do we have? I use that for my contours. I'm not going to use that. I might use this one. Let's give this one a go, shall we? So let's just dip in with a little bit. Start at the outer corner. And then swish it up a little bit higher. To carve out this crease. So you just Hopefully that makes it a little bit easier for you to see. You don't need that much product on the brush. It's very pigmented. Because this can go south real fast, you know. Let me do the same on the other side, starting at the outer corner and working your way in. I'm just gonna dip into this Brain Freeze. A little bit more under the eye here. Don't know if that looks good on camera or not. It kind of looks a bit different on camera than it looks in real life. I'm just gonna go back in with Brain Freeze on that packing brush again. And also a packing brush with Soaked, just in where we've put it already. Just to kind of fade it a bit better. And under the eyelash again. And again, just dipping into Brain Freeze to blend that center. Now back in with the blending brush, dip into Delicious again, and just blend it all together, just a little bit more on the top there. It's all a waiting game, really. A waiting blending game. If you want really nice smoky eyes, defined eyes, be willing to blend a bit. Okay, I think we are happy with that. I will show it to you in different lights as well, because it is showing, it looks like it's showing up patchy on camera, but it's not patchy in the lights, so I will show you in different lights as well. So what are we gonna do next? I reckon, I want to use eyeliner. Sometimes I just don't feel like using eyeliner. Like, not every day is an eyeliner day, you know? The best way to decide what you're going to do is to see what your look looks like with just lashes. Yeah, I don't reckon we're going to use eyeliner today. I reckon I'm just going to stick the lashes on and we're good to go. So let's do our mascara. So we must always curl our eyelashes. So just gonna do that. Just waiting to see like a creepy man in my window. So I'm expecting tradies to come today to fix some tiles outside. They meant to come this morning, but no one's come, so not sure what's going on there. I always do my under eyelashes as well. It's cute even just like that, to be honest. So exciting, I haven't done blue on my eyes for such a long time. I don't even know if I want to use fake eyelashes. What do you think? I don't know. Yeah, I will. It's an evening. We're going out for the evening. We'll put the lashes on. But I think that this looks great even without it. Because when you don't have eyeliner, you're not blocking all the rest of that space on your eyes, so that color really pops through. That lighter blue color, whatever the bigger color is, the primary color that you've used on your eyelid, that's going to show through if you don't have like a big wing. And when you put lashes on as well, your eye kind of basically looks black, really, like you can't see a lot of the color depending on how big or small your eyes are as well. My eyes are quite big, and if I'm saying that like you don't notice the colors as much even with a like wing eyeliner and then lashes on the top of that as well, so that's why you don't always have to wear fake eyelashes, because you can see everything. But we are going to use them today, so I'm just using the, what is it called? The Girl Next Door faux mink lashes. So that's fake mink, not real mink. Mink are like little ferrets. If you know like what a ferret is, that's kind of what they look like, and we are not for animal cruelty here. So synthetic lashes all the way, and then I just use this duo glue, which apparently isn't tested on animals, so we use that. And I think the problem that most people have is that they use too much glue on their lashes, so you can be delicate with it, and I usually only put it just on the top strip bit. So let's put these babies on. I don't really let it dry at all, you can put them on straight away, so long as you're not using too much glue. This will usually work. So you pat it down, starting at the end, and then pat it down at the top and leave it there for a bit. Grab yourself some cotton tips and use these tips to push it down along the rest of the eye, and then go underneath your lashes like this and press them together. So press your natural lashes into the fake ones, and then we do the next one. Oh my god, I totally forgot to get those rose veggies, didn't I? Oh my god. They're probably burnt to a crisp. Alright. I'll whack this on and then I'll go assess the damage. They weren't burnt, but they've definitely shrunk a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup whilst I wait for these lashes to kind of dry. Okay, so next I do my contour and my highlight. So for contour, I really do need a new one of these. It's a Designer Brands contour kit. It's a little bit too orangey reddish brown for me, but I use it anyway. That's the only color I use from this palette. I don't really like the other two. But I mean, go for your life, see how you go. I used to use a much bigger brush to do my contour, but now I use this smaller one. I used to use this one. This is the one I used to use, so you can see the difference in size. It's very, very dirty, sorry. I think that's like lipstick that's stuck on that one, because obviously I travel with my brushes, so they do get quite dirty. I do need to clean them. Been meaning to do like an ASMR, like cleaning my brushes thing. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I just carve out my cheekbones with this and bring it down into your jaw, so where your teeth start, and drag it downwards. So it's basically like a So like a kind of going along like a skeleton. If you were to draw a skeleton, like this would be the cheekbone, and then it goes down. That's what you want to do. And then I go around my jawline and chin. And put a little boop on my chin there. And then I do my temples. And just a tiny dash on the forehead. I don't really need this because I do not have a very big forehead, so not really necessary for someone like me, but whatever. Put a little bit underneath the lips there. And then we're going with the smaller one, smaller brush. Where's my little contour boy? Where is he? Where is he? I saw it just before, but has it gone? Did I take it out? Oh, there it is. So I use this little, this is another blending brush, but I use this to do like my nose contour and like the little gap where my like little cupid's bow is. So I start with like the tip of my nose. Do a little dotty dot on there, kind of like a triangle, kind of going in a little triangle motion. And then I do the corners of my nose, where that little gap is. And then, starting from the tip, I'm going to draw a line straight up to where my eyebrow is. Same on the other side. And then just blend it out. So, okay, and that is the contour done. Then we do the highlight, and for the highlight I use the Too Faced Diamond Highlighter. And I don't actually use highlighting brushes. I think they are terrible and they never work. You know those fan brush things? Don't use them. I use this kind of fanned out blending brush, and I use that for my cheekbones. So I start from the apple of my cheekbone and then draw it up towards my temple. And I do a little doodad, little on the tip of my chin. And I do in between my eyebrows and on the top of my eyebrows. And then I switch brushes and I go to a little packing brush. If I can find it. Where is it? Yeah, this is a eyeshadow packing brush, but it's very like tapered to a tip. Yeah, so I use that to do my nose. So I go to the top of my bridge and drag it down the middle of my nose to a little dot where I want the tip of my nose to be. And then draw that little triangle shape we were mimicking before when we were doing the under the nose contour. Then I go on the inner corners of my eyes. Got a little gooby here, gross. A little sleep gooby. And then I go, of course, underneath the arch of my eyebrow. oh, what is it? The tail of my eyebrow up the top. Yes. And then I don't even know what you call this. Is it like a hair lip? I don't know, what is it called? These two little indents on the, just above your lips, whatever they're called. Somebody let me know in the comments below, because I honestly don't know what they're called, but do a little highlight on there too. Little highlight on the corners of my mouth. And we are done with the highlight. So now it's lipstick time. And I'm not really sure what lipstick I'm going to use. If I don't know what I'm going to use, I usually go for one of these because they're very similar to each other. They are called Flirt and Social Climber by Chi Chi. There's only like a slight difference. I think one is like a little bit more darker and reddish than the other. Like, can you see that? Can you even see the difference? They look very, very similar. Like, I don't know. See if I can like just swatch them for a second. So that one is Flirt and this one is Social Climber. Can you see the difference? It's very, very slight. I think we'll go with Social Climber today. I reckon that's what we'll do. Because yeah, these are basically my go-to, like, I don't know, nude pink lipsticks. Like if I don't know what lipstick I'm gonna wear, it just suits me really well, and it kind of is like the natural color of my lips. So just gonna blot that lip balm off my lips. I do line my lips. I use this pink beige lip liner from Designer Brands. So, and I do overdraw my lips. So I just do the Cupid's bow first. And I try to make that a little bit rounder than my natural. And then I do my bottom lip. Which I drag down slightly. So kind of go like almost like a heart shape, and then it goes like that. I don't know if that's a good way of explaining it, but okay, and then I just fill it in. Then I use a lip brush to kind of blend in the rest. What is this? It looks like a lip brush, so I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to see how this works. Never used this brush before. Could be disastrous. If ever like the lines of anything are too harsh, you just dab them a little bit. And presto changeo, they look so much better. But yeah, so then I just kind of go up like that, push it up to like remove any excess on the sides, because I basically like it to be like a little bit smaller, like my bottom lip to be a little bit smaller but more pushed downwards, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to describe the shape, but I just think it looks good on me. I think next I'll do some blush, get some colour in the cheeks. So I use a blush brush, and I just use the Mineral Press blush in Rose from Designer Brands. And I just put that right in the center of my cheeks. I got my mascara and just go over the lashes I put on. Just to kind of blend everything together. Especially in like the inner corners. Because I find that that's kind of where it can look the most fake. And on the outside corner as well. That is my finished look. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I'm gonna go do my hair now and film my outfit video, so I will link it somewhere if it's before or after this video or whatever, somewhere in like a card. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. I hope I helped you learn something new. I hope you liked it and would like to see what the Jeffree Star blues look like in his Jawbreaker palette. But yeah, I'll see you next video. Bye!